ear crash, or I say crash, this disappearance. If you've been following Field McConnell, he's been talking about the uninterruptible autopilot on all airplanes. What that means is they can shut off the oxygen supply in the plane so you all fall to sleep, and they can then land that plane anywhere they like, take you off your bodies, get rid of them, and then claim, just like in Shanksville on 9/11, that a plane crashed even though there was no bodies. There, Judith here. Now Judith, lovely woman, she was assaulted by police, bailiffs, and thrown out of her farm. It's not just a one-off thing, it's not just Tom, it's not just who get out and speak, it's happening to everyone. But do you remember, they were going to turn all schools into academies. Remember that? Yeah. And we all said no. And what did they do? They backed off. Because we have the power. We have to stand up. Just standing up can be scary. It is. Because you're going to do something that you've been brainwashed all your lives not to do. But if you don't stand up, who's going to? There's that age-old thing where they came for the Jews, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a Jew. They came for the blacks, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't black. They came for the trade unionists, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't a trade unionist. And they came for me, and there was no one left to say anything. What we're gambling with here, by ignoring this, is our own children's lives and future. Now, I'm more well known for Get Out of Debt Free, where a lot of people can't believe that we give things away for free. Because we're trained, brainwashed into believing you've got to pay for everything. In fact, some of the people, some of the trolls, they post on my YouTube channel, just pay your bills, pay your debts. And like Tom was saying, you don't owe anything. We've got over 8,000 members on Get Out of Debt Free now. It wouldn't have grown if what we do and say didn't work. We have template letters. You go on there, you download the template letters and you send them off, one after another. Now, because we're nice, we send the first letter off saying, okay, you say I owe you something. No problem. I might have forgot about it. So what I want you to do is I want you to send me proof that I borrowed something. Now if you owe something and the bank says you borrowed something, they must have proof, mustn't they?
Lost files?
No. We simply ask them for the contract. The contract that says we borrowed something. Now you'll never see a contract, and that's because they use a thing called an agreement. Well, I could agree that if I borrowed £10 off the funds here, I could agree to pay him back. But if the chap sat next to him, or Lee, paid the funds back, and then came to me and said, "Oh, I've paid that debt off for you. You've got to pay me now." Where's the agreement I've got with him? Now, Lee's a debt collector, and the bank, once they've seen the letters come, have gone, ooh, they know the game. And what they'll do is they'll pass it on to a debt collector, Lee, for instance. So therefore, under the Bills of Exchange Act, Lee, the debt collector, has paid my debt off that I never owed in the first place, and then Lee wants me to pay him. Well, I've got nothing in writing between me and Lee, but something interesting. Whenever they do sell a debt, they have to send paperwork with it. One of these bits of paperwork is called the deed of assignment, and that is one of the things we ask for as well. They will never show you the deed of assignment, even though there's law, Lord Denning law, which states they have to show it you. But they they just ignore it. Because, you know, what are you going to do? Just little old you against this big debt collecting company? Well, we use the letters. You send letter 1 to them. We have letters for banks and letters for debt collectors. The reason behind that is the bank is claiming to be the original creditor. So we have bank letters for them, and that's credit cards or anything like that where you're dealing with the original creditor. And you send the letters off, again, asking them to prove what they say. You give them 10 days, because 10 days is a reasonable time, you know. You don't have to, but we give them 10 days because we're nice, we're not corrupt like the banks. 10 days later, whether they reply to you or not, you send letter 2. If they reply to you, they will not give you what you have asked for. All they will get, or send you, if they bother to reply at all, will be a letter trying to scare you, using, as Tom was saying, glossa, capital letters here, lower letters here. That's 2 different languages. That capital letter one traces back, as far as I'm aware, to Latin and probably further. It's unlawful to use different languages on any document, but they all do it. The courts, the banks, everyone. We were speaking to a guy from Australia on Skype yesterday. I videoed that, so he's the one that's discovered all this stuff, him and his mate. When that comes out, have a look at it, watch it, and you'll learn one of the many scams that we get scammed by. So whether they reply to letter 1 or not, and this applies to debt collectors, it's just a different letter, but it's the same process. You send letter 1, they reply or not, they're never going to give you what you've asked for. 10 days later you send letter 2, whether they reply or not, it doesn't make any difference because they're never going to give you what you've asked for. 10 days later you send letter 3, and letter 2 says basically, look, I said I'd pay you if you proved that I owed anything. You've not sent me any proof whatsoever. They'll try and bamboozle you. Well, the Law of Property Act 1925 section blah 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 blah. Whenever they send anything to you like that, go and read it. Look it up. You'll find it doesn't say anything about what you're doing or what you've asked for. But they know that most don't do their own research. They just, oh, it's a law now, look. It works, or it has worked. But everyone, as evidenced by you lot here, is waking up to the deception. So, 10 days after letter 2, you'll send letter 3. Whether they reply or not, it doesn't matter. They're never going to give you what you asked for. As well as the deed of assignment, there's also another document called a novation agreement, which has to go with the debt. So when they're selling your debt on a piece of paper, they have to have these documents with them. So we asked for that as well. In the 7 or 8 years, or how long it is I've been doing this, you lose track of time, I've never, or anyone on the site has never been sent any of the documents we asked for. That's because they have committed fraud for so long, they stopped sending the deed of assignment and the novation agreement many years ago. They probably don't even know about them now. But they have to, under their own rules, have them. So, you've sent letter 3, no reply. In letter 3, you basically got a fee schedule telling them that you're going to bill them. The problem is, very few understand how to actually get them to pay. And it doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, some do get into this thinking, I'll send them a bill and I'm in it for the money. It's not about money. Money is their game. Money is what they've been using to enslave us forever. Why do you think there's never enough money, and yet we know there's loads of money, because every council in the country is forever building things, but they've got no money. Traffic lights are always being replaced. In Nottingham, they spent £83 million replacing the lights, normal lights, street lights. £83 million. Wait a minute, I can save about 80 million there. How about we just change the bulb and polish the lens? There you go. Oh, no, we'll have to chop the whole lamppost down, replace it, do the wiring. And that's because whoever they get to do that job is their mates. And their mates will be giving them a nice little backhander. Everything is corrupt. In fact, I could finish this dead quickly. I could just tell you, everything's corrupt. The banks are corrupt, the courts are corrupt, the police are corrupt, the council's absolutely corrupt, the government, we all know that's corrupt.